I can, if no one else wants to.
Go for it.
Um, okay, so simultaneously, a lot happened last session, and not a lot. I'm trying to remember exactly where we started. I believe we started waking up in the morning where we finally got Seamus's perspective on what was happening, including figuring out that the mysterious figure that the Jarl has been talking to is Lord Maul, however you pronounce his name. It's one of the vowels, I'm sure. Um, who we haven't seen since the Rift, although only three current members. Well, four, but Cybele isn't here. Would actually know who he is. After some conversation, getting a little insight into Drakar's daughter and finding out that she went on her own journey, discovered a god, or rather the following of a god, and more planning to be cautious, and then they headed off to the sick house. While there, we met with the shamans who were trying a method that wasn't going to work. They knew it wasn't going to work, but at this point, they're desperate.
And sweat it out when you can't sweat.
Yeah. Arwen does her blood ritual, which Cybele helps with. We're waiting to see if it takes effect in the Dragonborn that we had originally done it in, as we decided to start with a small control group before proceeding. And Berlioz wandered off to do something. Their exact objective has not been determined yet. But they were held hostage by an ice devil, as the party would soon find out. After a fight, a pretty unfair fight, admittedly, Drakar and Volpa just sort of grappled it and wouldn't let it get up. We eventually brought it down, to which Drakar claimed one of its mandibles. And Volpa, Drakar, and Omu, as Seamus and Berlioz had walked off into their own private conversation, were, well, rather, it was more Volpa trying to convince Drakar and Omu to help them talk to the others without drawing the attention of Felicity, the local copper dragon, or is she brass?
Copper.
She is copper.
Okay. Yeah. And neither Drakar or Omu were particularly receptive to the whole secrecy thing, which was seeming to annoy Volpa the slightest bit.
Annoy is a strong word.
Volpa was very much like, you know what, fine, I'll go talk to the others. Just don't worry about it.
Disenfranchised was our Volpa.
Fair play. And yeah, after heading back, Drakar did something new, but that wasn't really on screen. And I believe we begin the session the next day as we all return to Drakar's abode. Unless anything happens in the meantime. Yeah, I believe that's the recap.
That's pretty much it. Question for those of you off screen. Wolpa, Seamus, and Berlioz.
Well,
Did you guys have that conversation?
no.
No.
Then we will do that first before we start the morning.
Marvelous.
So
Yeah.
we have Wolpa running off to go catch up. They wouldn't be, I would presume, not very far. Relatively easy for you to catch up to, as they do their thing where they strode away in a different direction.
It's back towards the house. It's not a different direction.
I just start wandering off completely different.
As you guys are walking off, you guys would hear somebody trudging through the snow behind you.
Excuse me, wait. I have clandestine conversations that I must hold with you.
So
Yep,
what now?
good way to start.
Okay.
I don't think I've heard of it phrased that way before. But
I'm a master of secrecy, clearly. Thank you. Okay, so I was gonna share this with everybody at once, but you all got a head start heading home.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. You're entitled to your own conversations. I, as you may or may not remember, came along with you all on this task so that I could, if at all possible, help facilitate its completion, as well as assessing you for the possibility of giving you your next assignment after this one is completed and you have more time on your hands. The assignment that I have for you is to help me recover a dragon. I have been commissioned with a task to find a dragon who I grow more and more suspicious of the idea that it is probably Felicity. I've been tasked with finding an adult copper dragon named Felindra who vanished one day. Based on the conversation I've had before, I understand that you found her in captivity. I cannot honestly say whether or not the people who you found her in the clutches of snatched her from where she was before, or if she wandered off on her own and was then accosted, or whilst in captivity sold between different factions, or something. I'm very uninformed in that department, but I just wanted to let you all know about my suspicions. But also to encourage you to keep them to yourselves. The potential for Felicity to get spooked and then leave us here on this glacier. I want to avoid if at all possible.
Hmm.
so, huh. So the best sources to figuring out whether it's actually her or not are not likely to talk or are likely to be a flight risk here.
Oh, I don't necessarily plan on making any specific investigations or inquiries while we're doing this task. I just
Okay.
got to this conclusion and felt that it would be prescient to inform anyone else as well, especially considering the social connections and everything that she has with the group.
Okay. Well, can't speak for everyone, but I guess thanks for the heads up. Another thing we're tied into, I suppose.
I I understand that the two of you are probably among the more subtle or chicanerous of the bunch. Um, and I hope that I can rely on your discretion.
Um,
If you
Hold
have
on,
any,
but sorry, I've got a couple of questions. I also don't really like being the one that knows this shit. Why do you need her?
I've been tasked with covering a and accepted the task because I figured if anyone else accepted it, they would probably be belligerent in their methods.
But
And so figured
but
I would just sort of.
why do they need her? Why? But why?
I am uncertain. That wasn't part of the job. I would be more than happy to make some further inquiries as to information on my employee behalf as to the nature of the sort of circumstances she would be returned to, if that would help assuage your concerns.
For funsies, can I roll an insight check?
Absolutely.
Damn, it's gonna be one of those nights.
I suppose I'll make one as well.
By all means.
I'm
I
bad at these,
will
so
Oh,
I don't think a deception's even needed or persuasion for mine. I won't know either way.
let's see here. That didn't work.
There's exclamation point. It's weird because like every other bot is the slash.
You might have to retype it out because it doesn't. It
That
gets angry.
Yeah. Here we go. You shall be deleted. And we will roll.
I'll gladly be deleted.
Same.
Goddamn. I would have been better off just using my passive insight. That's really unfortunate.
So I'm pretty sure I would have as well.
Um
Actually, I
I
know I would have, but
I would be happy to tell you anything that I know. I just don't really necessarily know a lot. Are all of your reservations about um where this dragon Felindra would be going back to, whether or not it's Felicity, or do you have any other questions that I might be able to answer?
Mm. Dave, I saw that. I mean, I'm kind of stuck on a crossroads here because,
Sure.
look, I'm not gonna lie. I've known Felicity longer,
Yes, I
and
very
she
much
is a
understand.
dragon.
If I'm, how does that factor into it? Is that a is that a boon? Is that a reason to avoid upsetting her, or like something that must be protected at all costs? What does her draconic status, how does that factor in?
Like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm new to the whole dragon thing, but I feel like they're kind of like, I don't know, important?
I would agree. That's why I figured that this job was of similar importance. If it involved me interfacing with an adult dragon, then it was probably important. And knowing that, assuming Felicity is this dragon Felindra, that the idea that you found her in bondage and freed her from that is hopefully a good sign that she was taken and and being returned would be a good thing.
It's also the tricky thing because I kind of the- I think she didn't mind being in the cage, which I mean, hey, everyone has their kinks, but
That was a little worrying. She seemed incredibly compliant to stay
Okay.
in the cage.
Was that level of compliance due to her simple-mindedness, or did it seem as though she had perhaps been conditioned to find comfort in incarceration?
I think it was her trying to explore the human curiosity, but I don't think she knows where the limits are to draw on that.
I see. Well, it is not my intent to take a creature who has contentedness and take them from it. I figured there was a good reason to make a sort of public posting about a powerful creature, a force of change and weightiness that an adult metallic dragon could bring to the world. I'm not seeking to deprive it of that, nor was that at least the vibe I got reading between the lines of the job. But admittedly, they didn't specifically say, "Oh yes, and we've built a big castle and we're going to give it to her," or something. I don't yeah.
Cool. So we'll just forget about this job and let her live her life the way she wants to.
We can play it by ear and maybe talk to her about it. The fact
Right.
that she gave us what might not be her real name is telling on how she wants to be currently. She might open up to us eventually. I don't know.
I'm entirely willing to have a conversation with her about her needs and her potential runaway status, and if she is or has any information about this Dragon Felindra. I only ask that we do that once we are no longer dependent on her for a ride off the glacier.
Yeah.
Does that seem fair and reasonable?
On
I
the
guess
topic
so.
of
I kind of
missing
feel.
dragons,
Hmm.
again, I'd like to bring up like that they apparently have another dragon.
Yes, that is
Mm,
also something that I
So
was very
maybe we
curious.
can bring up to Felicity and ask if they've ever seen another dragon recently going
That I
around.
think we could absolutely follow up on, figuring out who Arlen's second pocket dragon is. I
'Cause,
think
well,
that
I
Dragon's
don't
a
know if
weird
Felicity's ever
term.
met him, but there might be something there. Who knows?
Hello, everyone. This is my pocket dragon.
uh,
We playing Pokemon now?
Yeah.
so we seems like we found consensus. If you have any more questions or any inquiries, at any point feel free to just, if you hold eye contact with me for a little bit too long, I'll shoot I'll do a telepathy at you. So feel free to follow up as often as is necessary, and just make sure that we have a way home. That's not, waiting for Omu's ship to be built and then sailing.
Fair, fair.
Great, wonderful. Glad we were able to clear that up. I think that okay. If we wanted to jump to the next day, unless we had further inquiries as a group, like
One
if we
thing we
wanted
could
to.
question, was it Arlen about? Did I get her name right? Hold on. Yeah, Arlen about did we find out why she needed a dragon in the first place?
It
Yeah.
was to try to gain some leverage in talking to the Earl.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Because if her blood is what heals the people, I don't. Other than a show of force, I don't see what a dragon would be needed for. Which is worrying, because if a dragon's a show of force, I mean, she's still got at least one dragon that's on her side that we don't know about. That could be an issue.
Yeah, assuming that's true. Is it possible that it was a bluff? Or is
For all we know, her guard is the other dragon.
yes, is Arlen's bodyguard a dragon?
Hmm.
Hell, for all we know, Arlen's a dragon.
You'd think she would lead with that, at least in this circumstance, though.
Hey, some people don't like to lead with shit.
Well, no. Yes. I just mean that if her
If it was a
plan
show of
was
force,
curry
usually
favor due to her allegiance with dragons, you would think being one would be an even greater feather in her
possibly.
cap.
That sounds about right, but who knows what's going on inside someone else's head? People think weird sometimes.
What are Seamus's surface level thoughts?
Goddamn.
Beyond the
brain
issue
tapping.
here, beyond what we're currently talking about, he's probably just staring at Pelios. There's no thoughts. It's more like an image.
Absolutely.
Yep, that sounds like Seamus.
Hears Seamus say the phrase, "Who knows what's going on in someone else's mind?" Almost unconsciously, she just like zips in, just like, "Never mind," and just receives an image of Berlioz in response.
You-
Understood.
Gotta be careful with that one, because Seamus is by and is looking at damn near everyone too sometimes. So
The moment I find myself looking in a mirror by looking in your brain, we'll talk about it. And until then, feel free to think anything you'd like.
That is such a wild statement. Basically, think freely. Boy.
But like, not too freely, okay? Not like over here freely, you know.
Literally
Seamus gave
a
the
way
warning.
of saying,
Okay.
yeah, literally a way of saying, "Don't worry, I'm always listening."
Seamus very early on apologized for anything they didn't want to see or hear that they weren't seeing or hearing.
Oh yeah, no, it's perfectly fine.
But yeah, I suppose after that we
Would head back to the camp or to Jakar's home and sleep for the night.
Oh my god, I have to sleep now. Oh,
Huh.
Sorry,
Fucking
Mr.
fuck.
Buckden.
fucking imagine. This is disgusting.
I have to sleep.
I have to
Can't-
sleep now.
I feel like
I can't
Oh.
imagine.
Omu just
I
sits
will
there
have-
though with his eyes like boring wide open when he sleeps.
Oh,
a little
God.
side conversation with Cybele. But that's about it.
Just Omu while he sleeps.
There's no way to know.
Mm.
But yeah, I sent it to you what I was gonna talk to Cybele about. So
And,
just a little side project.
Omu would just be kind of just sitting outside, leaned like against like an exterior wall, just kind of just almost like a guard that fell asleep.
Isn't it like cold out there?
He's a turtle. He's fine.
Throw a
That's-
blanket on him.
He
Well,
packs his
again-
whole regulated home on his back. He's fine.
I don't think Shameless was there when they figured out that Omu quote unquote walked here.
Oh,
that works,
yeah, no.
right?
Seamus was
Young
not
turtles
like here
would live in
physically.
warmer areas. What?
No food.
No.
Who knows what's inside Turtle's shell?
You burrow and you hibernate.
Okay.
Yeah. Except Omu.
No, you see him sleeping outside like that in that gif, and then you get worried. Is he sleeping? Or is he
Or
sleeping?
is he dead?
Did he just die?
Seamus's hand goes in front of his face, like, is he still breathing? Just like, trying to feel his air coming
Is
out.
he
Yeah,
in
you know what I'm
there?
saying? It's like
or-
you'll see steam, like air.
A little puff every now and then, be
Little
like,
puff every once in a
okay,
while.
still alive.
Is he alive? It's scarily slow though. Just like,
I was
oh,
about to say, you're in a cold place. You're like hibernating, sir. You're taking a breath every like 12 minutes or so.
It's getting concerning.
I don't want to worry about any more people. Okay.
But when the
Don't
next
worry about
morning comes, Omu will be perfectly fine.
It's funny because the bird also does that in the other campaign.
Yeah.
The bird
Barely
does it because
breathes.
They're magical. Omu does
No,
it because he's a turtle.
The bird does it because they've been forcefully touched by the Shadowfell.
They just went.
Touch by the Shadowfell.
As you guys get back to the home, you would find first thing is Felicity and Jackbeard seemingly timing with enthusiasm in a rather interesting conversation in Draconic.
What are they
Um,
saying?
I have tongues.
those of you who do speak Draconic straight away without casting any predestined spells, the conversation is relatively light. Asking about what's it like being a, but you're like kind of questioning like you're a dragon, but you present yourself like a human. Like that's weird. Like what does that feel like? Really surface level things. That seem kind of here nor there, but there was one interesting thing, like as they were walking in, you guys were walking in and approaching, that probably would have been heard by one of you, is it seemed like there was a moment where before Drakmir had asked about the human form and why presenting in a human form, what it seemed like they were talking about the conversation of Tamara had come up again. But that's really all that you would have been able to get. Like, you would have known that's what they were talking about, but not the context. Before the conversation had switched, and as you all would enter, they would all greet you. Of course, Dracmir would kind of like almost like swear under her breath that she wasn't ready to set up her next assassination attempt on her father. But otherwise, happy to see everybody is back and everyone is all together and in one piece, and nobody is missing. As that was kind of like the last things that were muttered before you guys all immediately ran out of the tent, or the home, for one reason, to go to the medical hut. And then there was screaming and yelling going on, so that was begging the urgency of concern. But
I was
yeah,
asking if like if I weighed more like a bag of grapes to this damn thing. Let's be honest. Anyone can take
I
this
can
boy,
pick
and
you
he
up
will not
pretty
question
easily.
it.
I was gonna say things that were not PG-13.
We already do.
I was gonna say that Seamus probably has tried.
No, he has. Remember the Cerberus?
That's true. Seamus was able to run and grab. I was impressed by that. I think we were all impressed by that.
It was the adrenaline.
Yeah, it had to have been.
Like,
It was,
why is the dog after mine? My twink. Leave him alone.
It was
The answer
a
was Dondi.
bad touch time and mostly Dondi.
Donkey
Cool.
saw the healer and is like, you.
Oh yeah, I lost my arm then.
Yeah, that was a very interesting session.
Yeah.
That arguably has the most views of
Sorry.
all of our
Willingly
all
out
of our
of
sessions.
Yeah, willingly out of character.
In character, worth.
Whatever it is, willingly in character.
I mean,
Um,
technically.
Yeah, so everyone is able to go to bed. Omu, questionable outside. The next morning
Realistically,
rises.
Omu would die. I did just learn that turtles, quite literally, when it gets really cold, they don't hibernate. They literally just slow their metabolism down to like really low levels.
I genuinely thought you were just gonna say they don't hibernate; they just keel over. That's it.
Yeah, I
That's
really
it.
was thinking that's what
actually
you were gonna
do.
say too.
Turtles normally, if it gets too cold, they just fucking die. So
It depends on the kind of
Well-
turtle, though, because there are actual turtles that do, in fact, bury themselves under the ground and hibernate.
yeah. There are some that can that will also just like go dive to the bottom of like ponds and stuff because ponds never
freeze over.
completely freeze
Yeah.
through.
Yep.
And there's turtles from Florida.
They don't have to worry about the frozen tundra at any point in time.
There's
They
been
got other-
turtle facts.
They got other issues.
I should start fucking searching up more mantis facts.
I was gonna say, I feel like at this point you know more turtle facts than you do.
I think I know more turtle
Mantis.
facts. I think more of the stuff with the mantis stuff has been me primarily just seeing visuals of like, how does a mantis drink water? Oh.
that one we probably all could have gone a whole life not knowing. Also, when I found that mantis on my back door the other day, that was so fun. And I made him dance. He got angry. That was funny. Yeah, it's the next morning. And you guys are all rising here. Jakar, you will kind of have a sense for it because it's innate to you. You can sense that Jarkmir's rhythm is becoming even more so irregular than prior in her childhood. And you're not sure if this equates to the sickness or like whatever this blight is that has stricken your village, or if this is something else related. Why does the turtle have huge eyes?
Don't worry about it, please.
Why are they falling out of his head? Oh God!
Quit looking at me with those big old eyes.
Big old eyes.
It's the head extending in that.
Yeah, right. Like,
Ah.
Yeah.
oh my god, that
is,
bitch got snatched. Okay.
is Drogmare awake?
Yeah, she'd be getting up around this time as well. For her, it's like an early morning thing. You know,
Yeah.
you get it.
Are you feeling alright?
Yeah. What? Why wouldn't I?
Can I make an insight check on that?
Yeah, you can.
Could I potentially do an advantage given the fact that I know there's a problem, so if she's trying to hide something it becomes increasingly hard?
I never said it was a problem. That's just a
So,
change.
a change. Yeah, I guess a good way to put it.
So is that a yes to advantage?
I'll grant it to you in for this specific instance.
Okay.
Is your daughter?
18.
A long rest.
Oh right, I should hit that button. Long rest.
Oh my. She does not seem to be alluding to anything.
Except the children can make.
No.
Ignore those.
Very nice middling rolls for
Mhm.
important.
Oh, I forgot you gotta roll those, sir. Every morning.
Start of the day.
Yep.
Morning ritual.
Morning ritual.
Your rhythm's altered again.
Well, Father, you know that's always how it is.
It's I have it memorized, but it's changed again.
But that's not
something's
even
wrong.
possible. I can't. I've been trying to work on it. I promise.
It's not something you can work on. It's something innate. You know that.
Yeah,
But if
but
it's
what if I
changed-
could fix it? I can do things and be with everyone else again. Maybe it can change for better reasons.
Well, for right now, it's changed and it's gotten more out of sight. If there's a problem, I want you to tell me.
Well, I don't think it's a problem. But, well, Felicity, I told you, you told me that it wasn't a problem.
Hey, what? Damn.
Felicity kind of just like looks over like, and then like looks at Jackmere and then looks back over at Jakar and then like back over at Jackmere like, oh, yeah, Jackmere was just telling me about. She saw something. I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything about it, so I just didn't really.
Alright.
I'm going to need more details right the
Smacking
fuck
myself
now.
with the comprehend languages because goddamn.
You're watching a ping pong battle of angry growls, and
Yeah.
then suddenly Felicity from across the room.
Yeah, I will say, is Berlioz awake by this point, or are they still sleeping? Because
He's very much still sleeping, and
yeah,
hold on.
Amos is probably being held as a teddy bear.
Ooh,
Do I need to make a strength check here?
if you're trying to slip out, yeah.
release me.
You know that Berlioz is a death grip.
Always when they're asleep or drunk.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Remember when you tried to
This
get
one
out
that-
from the pillow fort?
Yeah.
I'm not. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna fail that on purpose. I'm just staying here and watching. It's complete.
Yeah. I will say, given how long Seamus has been around Drakkar, even despite his typical lack of emotion, you can tell that he is increasingly alarmed.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair.
Okay, I'm going to need far more details right the fuck now.
It's not that
Wait,
bad.
wait.
I was telling Felicity about it when you guys were gone yesterday because I didn't think that it would be a big deal. I was going to tell you, I promise. But you know how I was telling you about Tamara and how she was like this really big, like shimmery, silvery dragon platinum. I don't really know what the heck she was. I just know what I was told.
Okay.
I don't fully believe in all of that. And then you told me to like maybe I should start trying to pray again, even if like, you know, what's the worst thing that happens kind of a thing yesterday. So I did that. But then there was like something really weird.
Okay.
I thought that it was real until Felicity told me that what I saw was not there for her. And then that kind of freaked me out. And then I was very confused. There was like a blinding light. And I think it looked like a dragon. I don't know. I've never seen a platinum dragon before. I don't know what that looks like.
They're shiny.
This one was pretty shiny. It seemed like the scales were almost like a shining silvery. I don't know, beams of light, and
one might even say platinum, maybe.
wow, I don't know if they were that bright.
You said it, not me.
You said it, I don't know. And I thought maybe it could be Tamara. And it claimed that it was one of our ancestors, but that doesn't make any sense at all.
They don't write manuals for this.
I don't know.
They do. They're called Bibles.
Oh,
Holy
gross. Drakkar and Drakmir. Ow. No, thank you.
No.
Religion's not for us.
Well,
Reading. No one said there would be reading.
So shortly after this occurred, did your rhythm change?
I mean, it felt off, but I mean, she kind of like looks down, like what it always does.
Oops. Sorry.
I need an adult. I need something.
She will mention, kind of like slightly under her breath, it did tell me something else.
Okay. What'd she say?
Death was waiting for all who enter into the village and all who conspire with the Blood Witch.
Oh,
I know it. I know it.
Seamus is just like, oh,
Nah,
that.
the beauty of being able to understand Draconic, almost just outside. Yep. I'm gonna have to kill a
What did
bitch.
I say, damn it? What did I say?
I fucking knew it.
I know this isn't necessarily my conversation, but what? So you heard about a blood witch, and then your father came home with a woman who was going to do blood magic, and you didn't tell us any of this until after the blood magic had already
No.
been performed?
No.
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 The
They
vision
got.
happened
just
when
they got-
Felicity was here.
While you guys
like
had
right before we
gone
got back.
Oh,
to go do the
I-
ritual.
I
I
see.
love I love foreshadowing that isn't soon enough.
Well, depends on which part you find foreshadowing. I mean,
Okay.
looking at the back half, yes, it's a little late for that information. Looking at the front half, well,
Is
you're
Aaron
not dead yet.
not
Seamus
in the home?
Seamus is starting to try to
Arlen and
wake up
Bertha
Omu
are
at
not
this
there
point.
upon you all waking up. No,
Omu is gonna go hunt them down.
you would have seen them leave. Omu, because you're
Well,
posted out front.
Omu was basically just like wait and see. But after hearing that, he doesn't necessarily know exactly about tomorrow, but he has enough knowledge about platinum dragons to know that they are like the ultimate good.
I need to.
Why is everyone growling? What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, you guys will
Omu-
just hear like sounds of Omu just getting up and
Okay.
leaving.
There was a
This is
vision of a platinum dragon, and it
Durkar?
warned that. Yeah, I'll recap. I'll translate.
Yeah. Drakar was just going to very audibly say in common, Why? Every time. I can't have one day.
Pretty much.
There's got to be some. Hey, I don't know. Volpa, Berlios,
Hello.
how am I supposed to deal with the fact that my daughter is now communing with a god that just told us we're all fucking doomed? Because that's what I'm
Let
dealing
it be.
with. What the fuck do you mean? What
Well,
do you mean let it be? We just
if the god's paying attention to her, you could just have her ask, I don't know, for some clarification.
trying to go throw my head into a wall.
Is there?
That could work too. You might see God that way.
Mm-hmm.
We could always forsake the Blood Witch, and so that we are not consorting with her.
Way ahead of you, buddy.
Where's the big turtle guy going?
I believe
Watching
he's
the man
going
walk
to
away.
accost Ireland.
Oh.
He's
Mhm.
going to the Blood Witch.
Yeah,
Wait,
Who-
we know that she's the blood. Okay. I'm
presumably
looking up.
it would be.
There's
Frankly,
assumptions.
it would be an amazing coincidence if there is someone else who is the Blood Witch, separate from this person who does magic with her blood. But I guess
Well,
it's technically possible.
we haven't seen anything about Maul yet, but still, I'm okay. I need like 20 minutes.
Sure.
I'm going to go just probably stand out in the void. I'll be back.
He does this often.
Understood.
Should we maybe like slow down the turtle guy from like maybe attempted murder in the middle of the village?
What an ironic statement. I'm talking about a turtle. We need to slow him down.
It's no one said the unstoppable force was fast.
Yeah, Omu's not running. He is walking. You guys will probably still see him.
Yeah. Yeah. If you guys are willing, can you go either find Omu or find the other two? Because I can't process anything at the moment because I've just been struck with so much information at once.
The other two being Arlen and her handler?
Yeah, given the fact that they're the only two that aren't currently here.
Right. Okay. Do
Uh,
we know where they are?
I'm sure you'll.
I really
sure
think
you'll
the only
find-
like kind of
Direction.
yeah, only real sense of direction you got is wherever Omu started heading, because that would be the
Well,
last
I mean-
place he saw them leave the hut.
I mean, on the bright
Omu would have
side,
still been like at least keeping like a slight eye on them.
there's only on the bright side, little hard to miss them. There's only so many elves here.
Exactly.
Hold on, I can fix that number.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Now
god.
there's more.
Bada bing, bada bam.
You're already
Turns
terrified. The
Yeah,
majority of the people here.
I'll fall in step with Omu and see if we can't find the presumed Blood Witch.
Drakar's gonna go wander out into the snow for a little bit.
Don't go too far. Ice devils.
I can
It's Ice Devils in Numnar Hills.
But that one was robotic.
Right now, one just wanted to be my friend. Let's be honest.
Maybe he
I
was
don't know about that,
programmed to be
Chief.
friend.
You're my friend now. We're having soft tacos later.
Well, I mean,
Before-
we were trying to be friends with the Ice Devil. That's why we gave them so many hugs.
Oh god, the double hug was brutal.
But he clearly didn't want to be a friend because he kept trying to get out of it.
Well, Helios, what are we doing? We gonna stay here and talk to her over her new religious experience? Which is gonna be difficult because neither of us speak Draconic naturally.
Yeah,
Mm.
she doesn't like when I do the do the
I
spell.
think she just didn't like it cast on her.
Do you want to
Yeah,
to
but it's-
go with Omu instead, and I can stay and speak Draconic?
Seamus is just looking to Helios like,
Mm,
you feel more comfortable with in this situation.
it's more Berlioz is not sure if he wants to leave Wolpa alone with Felicity anymore.
Do you want to stay with me and send Seamus after Omu?
That could work.
Yeah, if you're able to maybe help
Okay.
not avoid death here.
The leg's gotta catch up. Thankfully, he's not a fast turtle.
All that gift says
shit,
it was.
wait.
Meow.
Take your blessing of a trickster just in case.
All right.
Nice, good night.
Thank you. I'll see to that. Please don't get kidnapped by anything while I'm gone. He's out the door.
Berlioz, I'm going to kidnap you.
Oh my god!
Oh god!
Holy shit! 5
Still in range
seconds
to
after
hear
leaving.
you.
Yes. Just the door closes and she just turns like just
Wolpa
dead-eyed,
just
flat
immediately
faced.
becomes hostile.
I'm not sure if
I'm
I
not
should be
locked in
alarmed.
here with you.
I'm flattered, but maybe
Yeah.
a little alarmed.
I suppose Seamus is trying to double time catch up to a
I
turtle.
feel like that's a kidnapping sweet spot. Flattered but alarmed.
My god.
So,
Terrifying.
about this
I'll just,
draconic vision that you had. Your ancestor who might be a platinum dragon? Berlioz, did you have specific questions? I'd be happy to translate.
I was gonna say I was just gonna burn the spell slot. I was like, I don't want to burn 2 spell slots, but I'll burn 1 spell slot.
Is tongues not a ritual that you could perform?
No.
I see.
Well, that's weird because comprehend languages is.
Sure.
I think
is.
it's because tongues you can cast on somebody else, maybe.
Oh,
Mhm.
possibly.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
cast it on someone else.
Typically rituals, I think, normally don't affect other people. I think that there's only like a few exceptions.
Oh yeah, we're good. I've got an understanding, and I can speak to you guys now. No, I don't have any questions.
Okay, understood. So, I mean, is this the scene that we want to be following right now? Is Omu and Seamus looking for Arlen more prescient? What's the
It might take probably some time for us to find her. I mean, that's up to God which scene he wants to do. I'm fine either way.
I'm fine either way. We can
All one
start
D3.
here, and 1d3.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
because Jakar went on his solo mission of standing in the snow.
That's true. We can pan
Hey,
back into
It
there
might
at
get
any point.
stolen. So,
Hell yeah.
so we should
Monologue
start.
time.
You love to hear it. Okay, cool. Let me just go ahead and roll a d3. We'll
Did you
find
number
out.
them first before you roll the D3?
No, you know I don't do that.
What would a D3 look
a D6?
Okay.
But two of the faces are the same.
like? I guess, yeah.
Yeah. So it was
I
3,
didn't say you'd like.
which means we are at Jakar.
Ah,
You
right.
have briskly ran out the door here. For your own fresh air and need, what are you doing?
Drakkar. I don't really know if Drakkar's doing anything like an actual action per se, but at the moment he's more just contemplating. And also low key just cursing. Not in the sense of like swearing, but in the sense of he's just kind of pissed at everything at the moment because seemingly everything that could have possibly gone wrong is currently going wrong.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he's almost entirely powerless to stop it.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
I don't know what exactly. Well, he doesn't know what exactly to do.
Standing, staring blankly into the mountains is one way to possibly get an answer. It's worked for you before, so I can't imagine that it wouldn't work this time.
You know what? I'll go with the tried and true method of let's see what disassociating in the direction of mountains and horizon.
Fair enough. While Jakar's longingly staring into the mountains, then yeah, we'll go ahead and cut back to Berlioz and Whoopa and Jackmere in the house.
And Felicity.
And Felicity. Felicity is quite confused about everything and how she got dragged into everything.
Girl, same.
I mean, that's like 90% of her life, but you know.
I think you're sort of our go-to dragon expert, given your hundreds of years of having lived as one.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I would say it's hundreds of years. Yeah,
You're an
just
adult.
a couple.
aren't you? You're a good solid 10, 12 feet tall. Are you not at least 200 years old?
Well, how many birthdays does really anybody need? You know, kind of stop losing count after a while.
Yeah, I feel like after 50, you just kind of cap out.
Yeah, she gets it. He knows exactly what I'm saying.
But regardless, you have spent longer as a dragon than any of us have.
Okay,
Is
fair
that
point.
fair to say, regardless of the specific number?
Yes, I suppose we can agree on that.
Okay. So this platinum dragon, this ancestor that you have received word from. There's a what is happening? Why are all these messages coming in? Do you know what this
I
power
have never
might
had
be?
anything like this happen to me. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but like our village is kind of boring. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like that about it. And also, if my papa heard me say that, probably disown me. But we don't have stuff like this happen here. That's not what we do. We're just normal people trying to live normal lives. And when the blight came, it just everything felt different. And I can't explain it. And now this vision, we don't even worship gods or these dragon ancestors that we supposedly have. I don't know. It's all very confusing.
Do you know your family's lineage? Do you know who this dragon in question might be?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's been spread around some kind of stories, but most of it's folklore. It's not. Well, there's no way of knowing if it's real.
I think
And
that
after everything I've heard about this whole religion thing, I don't know what is real.
Sure. I can understand that. So this plague arrives, and with it everything changes. There are strange magical phenomena and sicknesses and travelers all sort of coming out of the woodwork after hundreds of years of isolation and calm.
Exactly. Does it make any sense to you?
Was the plague the first thing to hit? Was there the
Well, I'd have to think really hard about it. She starts pacing back and forth in the home. Kind of, but as she does, she kind of like every couple of steps skips a step. And she's thinking about it and retracing her steps. Her father had left before the blight. But there was nothing on record for out of the ordinary after he left until the blight. So she is inclined to respond that yes, I believe the blight is the first thing that had happened before everything else had happened, and it just kept cascading.
Understood. Do you know of any amongst the visitors, the newcomers to this town? I know our turtle friend Omu has been hanging out by the docks, and all of us arrived with your father on Dragonback. Is there anyone else new in town? Are there any visiting dignitaries that have come to visit the Jarl? Anything like that?
Yes, before you guys came, there was I don't know how to describe him. He's a very interesting man. He wears weird outfits. No tunic I've ever seen. But he had like a reddish hair to him. Just
I was
very
gonna say
odd.
red hair, kind of Dilfy looking.
Like what?
I'm sorry. Don't tell your dad I said that.
I return.
Oh boy. Welcome back.
Oh no. What happened?
Just missed a bad joke.
Oh, okay. There'll be another one eventually, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But this other visitor, he got here after the plague had started?
Yeah, no, I had never seen him before. I mean, especially not here. I mean, I suppose it's possible he could have shown up while I was gone. Because I don't know how he got here. But I don't know. He's been here. He kind of comes in and goes, and like we don't know where he goes. I tried to follow him one time actually. Don't tell my father that I said that actually.
No, we're good. We keep secrets from your dad.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh
Cool.
my god.
We die on this hill.
What
Holy shit.
what happened when you tried to follow him?
Truthfully, I don't remember. There was a loud noise, and suddenly everything went dark. And it wasn't until I don't even know how long ago later it would have been, but I woke up and I was back in the village. I don't know how he
Yeah,
would have
dude
known I was
definitely knew.
there. I mean, that's an ugly dice, and I don't like it.
I know the truth is painful.
Stop that, you.
It
There's
was just
so
a
many
flat-sided die.
more tasteful ways to do a triangle, and that is not one of them.
Okay, so you tried to investigate, follow him, heard a loud noise, don't remember much, and then woke up back in the village.
And he was gone.
And did you think that unusual?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That'd be
you
fucking weird.
but you haven't followed up on that?
Well, anytime
but
that
in-
he
in
comes
her
into
defense-
the village, he comes to speak with the Jarl, and they're, well, we don't just approach the Jarl.
I see.
Why does he bite?
His bark is a little bit worse than his bite, but I'm sure that if he did, well, some people have seen it.
I feel like the guy should at least have some communication about weird, fucked up people that just show up.
The Jarl does his best to protect all of us, lead us in a unified way, and he's done so for many years. So it's hard to question his methods, although confusing, and they don't really make a whole lot of sense on why he would do stuff like that. I don't
see.
know. I don't really understand any of this stuff. I'm trying to understand, but every time I try to go and find more information, it's just I get shoved out, and I don't know. It's kind of scary actually. Which I feel better that my father's here now, and you guys are all his companions, right? You guys would help us, right? I mean, you're trying to help us now, I guess, but sometimes I wish that he didn't come back so he wouldn't be in danger.
I think that there's a lot of danger out in the open road.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that he was safe.
And I think that being here, having so much to fight for and to live for, is probably a very safe place for him to be. I have a lot of curiosity surrounding this place.
You and me both, and I grew up here.
Yeah. Your father had mentioned, and feel free to keep this to yourself if it is personal, something about your rhythm and how
Oh,
it
was that the
was.
grunting and growling earlier?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes. And the possibility that that rhythm was affected by this vision of a platinum dragon?
Well, rhythms are something that we are all born with. Like you have one, right?
Is it
Gestures
No.
toward all of you.
Can you guys not dance?
are you referring
No, I definitely cannot dance.
to like
Oh,
a
yeah, you don't have rhythm.
No,
is
it's
it
almost like your own beating in your chest. Does that make any sense?
but
Your
not a
heart?
heart?
No, not necessarily your heart. No.
Okay. A thrumming? Is this
Yeah.
the source of some power or magical in nature?
Oh, that's
They
not.
don't know anything magical.
Was magic.
Magic.
I've tried.
was it?
Don't explain it.
Uh, I don't know if I should give this small reminder or not. I would say Berlioz has directly heard Drakkar talk about the
Yeah.
rhythm, but
Berlioz until recently has also been drunk most of the adventure, so let's be honest, this is the most sober this boy has been in years.
But regardless of what else this rhythm is, it seems to be a source of concern for your father regarding your safety, and the idea that it was disrupted by exposure to this draconic spirit ancestor is further cause for alarm.
Well, my father seems to think so, but arguably between all of you guys and me, um, my rhythms, all of our rhythm is supposed to be sunk up together. It helps us accomplish a lot of things, work in unison, and do amazing things. But uh, you can visibly tell at this point that Drakmir is clearly uncomfortable sharing this with you all, but she, at this point, for her father's sake, is willing to tell you.
Only feel the need to speak to your comfort level. If this is something that is difficult to explain or that you feel has no bearing on our um our investigation or the troubles plaguing your village, then you're entitled to your own anything.
I have a tick in my rhythm.
Yep, fuck it.
Okay.
Okay, you're a little different. You got spunk.
And what
No,
does-
it means that I can never be like everybody else here.
in what way?
Everything we do here, our way of life is built around this rhythm. We all work as one. That's why we've been able to survive for so many years. But I can't.
Okay,
I see.
then there's nothing wrong with that. Go live your life. Go. There's so
Go
much shit out
where?
there.
I left once and I got me
Everywhere.
almost killed, and I don't even know if it's gonna be enough to save my people here.
Oh, let me tell you, I've almost died a shit ton of times.
Really sell it. Oh god, this is Evangeline all
It's
over
just
again.
Felicity looking over like, I know
We
you're
don't
trying to
talk about it,
help,
it's-
but I don't think that's helping.
so small note to self: I shouldn't have left you fuckers with my kid.
No, you shouldn't have.
And it's what happens when you decide to go all emo and walk off.
And here you thought I was gonna be the problem.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm selling it the wrong way. What I mean is that, yeah, sure, shit gets scary. That's true. but there's a lot of neat shit out there. Like a lot. I've learned so much. I'm I was a fucking cluster. I was like, I was, you know.
Listen,
I
listen
was a
to me now.
guy. And now I'm a guy a year older
wait a minute.
than I was before.
That's reassuring.
Did you know that people age? It's fucking crazy.
That's crazy. No, my point is that I lived my whole life fucking isolated too. But leaving has probably been like one of the best things I did. Now, when I go home, is that going to be a good thing? But that's a future me problem, and I'm currently me who's enjoying, for the most part. This everything else here is happening is a little weird, but we'll get through that.
When your rhythm changed in proximity to this dragon, did it fall further in step with those in the village, or is there any chance that tapping into the great power of your platinum ancestor is sort of your destiny, and that it'll fix everything? Or did
mean,
your rhythm did you just sort of miss a beat?
I don't know if it's worsened. My father seems to think so, but that's kind of
What
the
do you
other
think?
part of it too. I am
Wow.
supposed to be able to sense other people's rhythms, and I don't even know if he knows this, but I actually have never been able to do that either.
I see. And but your father and your fellow villagers can?
Yes.
Okay. If Have you gone back to where you had this vision?
Well, I mean, not exactly, but I was still here. I was still in the village.
I see. I'm operating with limited information here, but I think that your determination, your willingness to do whatever you can is admirable, and that what you've shared with us will doubtlessly prove um, useful in our further uh, attempts to make any of these changes. Besides this discrepancy in rhythm, is there any other? Is your inability to sense these other rhythms? Do you have access to something else instead? Are you able to feel your own?
I can feel my own, but that's also how I know that it's not. It doesn't. I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't beat in a straight line. If that makes any sense.
I
No,
think
but
so.
keep going.
No, but keep going. You picking up any of this?
I
Absolutely not. But I'll hear you out. Mm.
I think that whatever is happening, these warnings, these visions that you've heeded are significant. And I think that regardless of your disparate rhythm, you are also, as far as we've been made aware, the only entity to whom this platinum dragon, with some level of knowledge of our circumstances and delivering grave omens. You were able to pick up on that when no one else could. So I would try not to dwell on the part that is not you communing with some powerful dragon ancestor. I think we should probably lean into that at the very least in the short term.
I can get these wicked cool powers.
Do I
Confuse
get
your
any
dad
wicked
more.
cool powers or?
You might. I don't know. You gotta ask you gotta ask this cool dragon.
Huh. I mean, that'd be cool.
And then we can confuse your dad even more.
Yeah, he definitely would be confused if that happened.
Would you be willing to take us to where you encountered this vision?
Oh, it was down by the boatyard.
Were you alone at the time?
More or less. I mean, my grandfather works there, so he's there every day.
But he didn't see it.
No.
Understood.
Felicity was with me too. She didn't see it.
Understood.
You guys, if you guys look over at Felicity, she just shake her head like, nope. Not sure if that one's all the way there.
Does all of this, has any of this come up with you before, Felicity? Do you know anything about these dragonborn rhythms or the appearances of draconic ancestor spirits delivering portents against blood witches?
Rhythm? Not particularly, but I've definitely noted it in my journal now that I have, because I've never heard of anyone with such a thing. It's very fascinating. However, dragon ancestry, I mean, of course that's possible, but I mean, we're talking more than centuries. This is beyond what I would have ever. I mean, this would be history to me. Should I know anything about these people and their way of life, and if they really do have some kind of destined dragon ancestor? It'd be very fascinating to find out, though. Actually, so if you could just like tell me in great detail exactly what it looked like one more time. Drakmir is still like so confused, like one eyebrow cocked, like she's not serious, right?
Oh, she's serious.
She tried to ask me this yesterday, guys. I don't understand.
He's curious.
I think Drakmir would ask Felicity if there's a way for her to, I don't know, use some kind of magical dragon power to reach other dragons, if at all possible, some kind of magical ancestral dragon. To which Felicity would
location.
definitely say, probably not.
Damn.
But like extended into like, it feels like a ellipses question mark on that one. Pray harder.
Right. Okay, so it seems like if we can maybe heed the words of this dragon, try to avoid whatever misfortune is supposed to befall us. Figure it out from there.
I suppose that would be the right course of action. Because if she saw something that was, well, truly heinous, I mean, we wouldn't want to stick around here. Right? Felicity kind of like nervously looks around the room.
People tend to handle what is put in front of them, especially if whatever that is standing between the safety of their children. I don't see this group packing up and leaving without some answers, some conclusions, probably a big dramatic confrontation at some point with something.
Yeah, but like, that's not gonna happen soon, right? I think my father's gone through enough just this morning.
I guess it depends what happens when Omu and Seamus catch up with Arlen.
And we cut over to Omu and Seamus finding Arlen. I just want to talk to him.
Yeah, that's Oma right now.
Yeah.
Just want to talk to her. Just want to talk to her. Yeah, no, Omu is just he's I think probably has at least a rough idea of where Arlen would have went. But he's just trying to hunt her down. His goal is he's at bare minimum he's going to just go back to shadowing her every step. And worst case scenario, he's gonna fucking take a halberd to her.
Okay. Seamus is trying to catch up.
The first thing you'll see is you'll see the like the spectral dwarf kind of just taps Omu like on his back. Omu turns around, sees you, he goes, "Oh, hello.
Hey.
You are here for her as well. Yes?"
In a manner of speaking. I'd kind of like to make sure she's not the witch before we, well, perform any burnings.
Well, I don't plan on immediately going for the throat, but I don't see very many blood witches
No,
here.
or you'd be
do
right
you?
there.
And
By the way, pretty sure that's blood hunter shit. Encountered one before, but
even then, hearing that a platinum dragon is saying this one is dangerous?
no, I get you, but it's very damning. I just like to be sure before ending a life.
A good way to check is enough time should have passed for the experiment.
God, isn't that a great way to put it? Well, you're not wrong though. Is that where you're headed? We checking on the Dragonborn first?
I have a feeling that Arlen is either trying to speak with the Jarl again, but most likely is trying to observe her own work. Find one, you might probably find the other.
Alright, well, I'm with you for this for now, so wherever you're headed.
I just want to talk to him.
Why do you have
yeah.
a shotgun?
I just want to talk to him. Yeah, I guess he's. I mean, yeah, what he just said is kind of my thought process. She's probably either trying to talk to the Jarl again, or is at the sick people place. So it's more likely, at least to Omu, that she probably went to the sick people place.
Well,
but if she's not there, just
fortunately
going
for
to the
you,
Jarl hut.
you have to pass by the Jarl's hut to get to the medical bay.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
Oh well, she's not there.
As you're walking past, you do hear from the window a very frustrated Arlen, not yelling or arguing necessarily in a tone that is belittling or disrespectful. However, there's avid frustration in there with the Jarl. Should you walk toward the door side of the building, Bertha is not there at the door. Should Seamus do a sneak and look in the window?
Yeah, I'd give Omu a pat, be like, give me a sec.
All right.
And I have advantage on this, but I will bop myself with guidance first before I do the sneak hit.
And for a split second, I thought that was your stealth roll. I was like, oh no.
Okay, we're gonna portent one of these and make it a 13 instead. So it's a 26 plus 4, so 30.
Okay, yeah.
What?
That's a little bit better.
Huh?
Well, there's
Mark
already
off
one of
the
those
report.
portent.
Yeah, I know. I hate that, but that's what they're there for.
It
So
is. They do come in handy.
You
They
didn't use
do.
your portent properly if you didn't use them.
Exactly.
exactly.
You peer in and you see Arlen talking, kind of like arms out in a big motion, arm waving. But there is no Bertha inside the building either.
I'm gonna be kind of just on watch, just while Seamus is doing his sneak stuff.
Sure. And as you're trying to piece together whatever it is that Arlen is saying, it's in Draconic again, obviously. So
Yeah, unless it took us an hour to get there, I cast what's it called?
no, it does not take. It does not take an hour to get there. So
Almost
you still
not
have.
the fastest, but he's not that slow.
Ah, night.
He's not being slow.
No.
Well, that's good. At least I'll get the literal definition of what's happening, even if I don't understand some of the
Yes.
nuances and slang.
So what you would probably get the gist of is it seems like Arlen is trying to defend her place here to help. Kind of seems like the Jarl is unamused, but Arlen is saying, "I'm willing to show you proof that this this works." Yeah.
I gotta go AFK for a sec. I'm seeing a couple ants, so I'm gonna take some stuff out. Get more, so just give me like 5 minutes. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, she's trying to convince him otherwise of like allowing let good in, get good out kind of a thing, you know? Again, she seems very stern, but what she's saying doesn't seem as foul, even with the arms flailing. And the Jarl still continues to be unamused by all of this. He's like, we don't need We don't need you. We don't need your help. And we have things. He's not gonna say that we have things under control, but she's gonna point out it's not like you have things under control. Your people are dying rapidly, and someone needs to step in and do something. And the last thing that you would probably hear is the Jarl say, "That is my concern, not yours." Frustrated Arlen will kind of step
Can I
out.
insight
Yeah.
the Jarl from here?
Oh, I mean the huts are not very big, so yeah, probably in 30-foot range.
I'm like, there's a lot going on here, and I incited her enough times to kind of get the general gist of what she's up to, a little bit anyway. That she intends well. To what end, I don't know, but
Let me go ahead and make a roll. So, trying to look and see the body language of this man as he replies that, it seems like his conviction toward whatever it is he's thinking feels pretty strong, but there is clearly this is an alludence to whatever whomsoever he is entrusting to take care of this issue.
yeah.
So your hunch is correct.
Okay. But he genuinely believes that it's going to help his people. Like, he has it in hand.
Yes.
Okay.
He genuinely believes that this is going to solve the problems that we're having, and they can peacefully go back to their way of life.
If only.
As Arlen exits the hut, she looks around for Bertha. Doesn't find Bertha. Instead, finds you two.
Yeah, I was about to say, as she goes to exit until we reconvene with Omu, so I'm not obviously spying on people.
I mean, I would imagine as she's exiting, you're not sitting there peering into the window still. It'll look a little more casual than that. Before we cut back, I do want to say that there would be a what kind of a sound would that be? Like a thud onto one of the barren floorboards nearby, to which it came from the med tent. And there's a hesitation before Arlen runs that direction.
Okay.
We
I
will
imagine
cut.
Umu is right behind, and Seamus is... Actually, Seamus will maintain stealth just in case. So she would have seen just Omu.
Okay. Running.
Omu. God damn it, I'm gonna
I
fuck that up
know.
almost every time.
Blue Jay has to ask before she says anything every single time. Which turtle is this? Yes. So getting to the med tent, you kind of like sitting just outside and like looking in while Omu follows Arlen in. There's Bertha, with like it looks like she is trying to help the I believe it was the cook that we were trying to help first, who had seemingly fallen out of bed. and Bertha is there trying to help this man up. And of course, she's looking at Arlen like, I don't know what happened. I was in here checking on all the patients like you had asked me to, and he just tried to leave, and he just collapsed. I don't know. What does that mean? And of course, Arlen is looking slightly frantic, but she still always has this weird, like, composed bit about her. She's concerned, but still well put together. She helps Bertha pick him up and place him back in the bed. And as she begins to examine him,
I'd like to get closer if I can and maybe do an Arcana check too. I'm not great at these, but
sure.
okay. Let's see if there's any other magics lingering on this dude. Ooh, do I roll or do I portent to get the fucking 17? I guidance first, even if it breaks my stealth. Okay, I portent,
410.
so that'll be a
Alright.
21.
21 for the Arcana check. I love it.
Really bad at those. I only have a +3, so
Okay, cool. So you're able to, with this 21 here that we've preconceived, yes, you can very much feel a layer of misty magics that are enshrouding this body, his whole body from head to toe. It's slightly sparkly in nature, but this is not, it's not like, it's giving overbearing, but it's not giving like, oh my god, he's Superman now. There's clearly
it doesn't have a similar feel to her, like her magic.
no, it's slightly distant. It's like if you poured fairy dust into a bowl and then just like gave it to you and you're like, what do I do with this? It's like there's no substance there. There's magical essence of a daunting amount, but it doesn't feel like any of it is innate. Like none of it can do anything.
Okay.
So that could leave you with one of two different kinds of conclusions, possibly it didn't work, or maybe it worked too well, but then he fell on the floor, so who knows? Well, that's what Bertha says happened, so we don't actually know. Before we get too far into that, though, we will cut back. Jakar, you are heading back to the camp, or to your home. So, did you have an awakening?
Drakar's decided to head back mostly because as much as he wants to stand in the snow, and really just contemplate why no matter what happens, it always seems like his presence fucks shit up. Yeah, the victim of the plot, really. He also can't shake he knows he needs to talk specifically to his daughter. Which is kind of his intention coming back. But he's not really, unless anything happens on the way. He didn't go super far. So, yeah, he's just heading back to the house.
It's probably about now that you arrived to very interesting ovally shaped circle here of a gaggle of individuals. that all kind of stop what they're saying and look at you at once as you enter.
Am I interrupting something?
No.
No, not really.
Yeah, no.
Dracmir looks at Berlioz and then looks back at Jakar.
Damn it, why'd you
Alright.
give me away?
Let's have this conversation. All right. I feel like there's a lot not being said that I should know. However, that's not my main concern.
No, they were just helping me figure things out, and it feels like things are figured out, right, guys?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm very helpful.
And kind.
That too.
Mhm.
What's a rhythm?
Wow.
Oh my god, you can't just leave with that.
Okay, so it was that kind of conversation. All right. A rhythm. It's a little hard to explain. For the time that Talos Skull has existed, we've known about something we referred to as a rhythm. It's innate to us. It's taught to us before we hatch. Within the variety of clutch houses, there are drummers that play the rhythm, and it's to help enforce it.
Sound shitty, but continue.
It's the rhythm to us is a way of life. At least that's what I had originally thought. But for us, it's how we operate. Everything we do is based on the rhythm, based on its timing. However, as I'm sure she shared with you, Darkmere has what's referred to as a tick.
You know, she didn't share that with us, and I think it's kind of rude that you would just share something like
You're being
Uh,
It is.
sorry.
what were you saying, Volpa?
I said that you were being fucked with. Berlioz was
Yeah,
having a gaff.
I know. However, how does Drakmir appear to be feeling based on the way that Drakar's talking? Like, visibly.
Loss of pacing, clearly uncomfortable by everything that's happening.
But you did, you gave her anxiety.
She was pacing before then.
Yeah.
Let it happen.
Her tick stems from, well, the exact reason why isn't entirely. They're rare, but not wholly unheard of. Still, to some, it can be debilitating. It makes it hard to fall in tandem with everyone else. However, I don't entirely believe it to be a bad thing.
Okay. So you said there was a conversation you needed to have. If you need to resolve that now, that's fine. It seems as though your daughter has, at the very least, some capability and some means to help with whatever is going on here. And I think that it would be both respectful to her autonomy as a mortal person and useful to us as a group of attempted plague stoppers who are apparently running afoul of some nefarious red-haired lord and a blood witch, that we would be foolish to not heed the words and utilize the companionship of a person, regardless of relation, who has communion with a very, very powerful draconic entity.
Yeah, what Wolpa said.
Usually,
Well, I respect your sentiment. I understand what you mean. I'd like to get a better idea of what's happening first. However, this conversation isn't fully in relation to that. Your girl turned to his daughter, Dagmar. As we've established, you've left the colony, right?
Yes.
Why did you?
Well, I told you I wanted to be more like you.
Did I ever tell you the reason why I left?
No,
The
not
reason
exactly.
venture out to the world. The truth is that I knew you wouldn't stay here.
You don't think that being here is what I should do?
None of us are bound by anything that keeps us here.
I know, but
I learned that when I traveled.
we're always about the old ways and doing things for the village, for our people.
I know. But I learned a lot about autonomy.
Yeah, this is a big word. You guys keep throwing it around. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be taking from this.
I learned
Like
more about the
yourself.
self. I learned that, well, community is important. It's also imperative to understand who you are. And I know that you wouldn't stay here because, as much as you try to hide it, I know that you're not happy here.
I know, but even like grandfather, you wouldn't want us to leave him.
It's not that he doesn't want us to leave him. He feels the same way that I do. He wants us to be safe. That's why I left. I wanted to make sure that you weren't going out into something that was inevitably going to get you hurt. And are you bound to get some cuts and scrapes along the way? Certainly. But I also know that you could make it all the way. You'd finally find what lies at the end of the horizon. Believe me, I know. This place is boring as shit.
Yeah, it feels better to know that you're not upset that I left. Because I do want to see more out there. And that if you could do it, then I could do it. And, maybe we could do it even together.
But for right now, we are in a situation filled with unknowns. And I can't put you at risk.
But what if I can help? I don't know how, but maybe.
There's something to be said about having to deal with the irony of being confronted with myself.
Papa, you say that all the time.
I know. But it's true in this case. Because speaking from experience, I've done the exact same things. See, the reason why I'm not truly angry that you left is because even if I was here, we both know you would have done it anyway.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. You're a bit impulsive.
Which is probably why I ended up where I probably wasn't supposed to be.
Still. I'm sure that Volpa and Carlios have a point. There's probably a lot you could do to help us, but I can't exactly ignore the trepidation of putting you at risk. However, I'm also going to be realistic and know that even if I tell you not to, there's only so long before you do it anyway. So I'm not exactly going to be happy about that. I want you to prioritize your safety above all else in this situation. But for the sake of inevitability, yeah, no, you're probably going to be needed.
Well, wherever I'm needed, I will be.
I'm also fairly certain I shouldn't have left you alone with this group.
No, I think they were quite helpful in their own ways.
I'm gonna say I'm a little offended by that, Drakkar. Kind of hurt.
Okay, let's not. I don't think you want to go down the take this, but the fact that it's more the fact that you barely understand how to confront your own emotions, and the fact that you automate to immediately hiding things away from everybody around you. That's not exactly a great trait. I don't really
I
know
don't hide it
Volpa.
from everyone around me.
Mm-hmm. I don't really know Volpa, and admittedly, I don't think that Felicity's much of a hazard. I don't think she's. Yeah. Yeah. Felicity's just kind of doing her own thing. All right.
What's to know?
I
Drachmy,
think
do you
yeah.
think we had a good talk?
I think we had a
I think we
great
grew
talk.
closer as friends. Truthfully.
Well, Berlioz didn't slap me this time, so yeah, it's pretty good.
No, don't worry, I got myself.
Yeah, no, I don't fully understand what that is. It's magic, I guess.
Well, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, fucking tell me about it.
Okay, well, hold on. I can still hear you guys.
Okay, you could hear me when they talked about how much I disliked magic to begin with.
It's a good point. That was never not known.
Uh,
Yeah, but now there's two of them.
It hurts
Wow.
slightly more. What hurts? My ego.
all right.
Hey,
We're
Felicity.
gonna.
Yeah.
If Arlen said she had 2 dragons, do you know who else she might be referring to?
2 dragons. Well, I thought I was the only one. That was the whole reason for her needing me.
Yeah. That's what
Damn.
we're all sort of stroking our chins about.
I had never heard of such a thing. When did she say this?
Apparently during her secret meeting with the Jarl.
No, I mean, I don't think it was a secret meeting.
Sure, apparently during her private meeting that Seamus spied on, as though it was.
Yeah, that's odd.
So you have no idea to who else she could be referring? You haven't noticed her or anyone else acting strangely draconic?
Not particularly. But I don't suppose that I know you very well, or
Ah, yes, you caught me. It's me. I'm the
Arlen's
What the fuck?
companion. What's her name? The short little blonde one that's scary? Bertha? I don't know her very well either. So
Yeah, it's Bertha.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't even really know
To be
Arlen
fair,
that well.
I don't think not knowing someone very well is a great basis for deciding whether or not they're a dragon, considering we landed in a village full of strangers. I would say look for signs that do point to dragon instead of just a lack of things that don't.
I didn't particularly know that Felicity was a dragon until she told me.
That's true.
You know?
Jet, he had no idea. Well, I mean, arguably I was locked up, so that was a little confusing. But also I was in the bottom of a boat, which is also very confusing. And I was talking to people who weren't locked up in a cage, so even more confusing.
How did you get into that cage in the first place?
Well, that's a funny story. There was this individual that I knew. They were nice in the beginning, and eventually, as time went on, I realized that they weren't so nice. And next thing I knew, there was a lot of people and a big boat, and this well, I suppose it was a dragonborn. She was very beautiful. Colors I don't think I've ever seen before. Almost
Platinum?
like gems
Oh,
on her back.
that one's so easy.
A gem dragonborn, which I didn't even know that they could have ancestors like that. Well, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, She
Wait.
had. Huh?
Reliqueen. Her name is Reliqueen? Reliqueen?
Relicrian? Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you remember. Yeah, she was nice. Kind of.
That's how you know I haven't drank a while.
And her first mate. What was her name?
It,
Latelch. Can't forget her. She's the one who brought me my meals every night.
Oh god, she's the one that smelled like sour milk.
didn't
Is
she
that what that
steal your
smells
rice?
like? I noticed she had a very peculiar odor, but I just thought it was a her thing.
She also stole
kinda-
all my rocks.
Oh.
Not without Reliquary. That's an interesting one. I'm probably gonna have to deal with that at some point.
But yeah, they scooped me up. They took me on their boat ride, and actually, it was during that boat ride that we met. Well, I met my new friends, Berlioz and Seamus. There was also like this blue guy. He had horns on his head. He was very interesting. He had a tail. It's very
We
fun.
didn't talk about him.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
Damn.
Okay, you can talk about him. I'm not going to.
Yeah, that was. He was one of our former travel companions.
but then it got crazier
I-
because there was another one. She had like golden
that
skin.
would be the other traveling companion, Bala. I nearly blanked out on the name for a second.
There was a lot. There was a lot of companions. A lot of fun time. I had a lot of friends. Made a lot of friends.
Yeah, there was also the beach episode.
Oh yes, and then they took me
Okay.
to a beach. And supposedly you lounge on the beach and you swim in the water. Very odd. Do you
Still
go
not
swimming?
over.
do you go swimming, Wolfa?
Yeah, I really like to fish.
Oh
So I do
god, that
enjoy the water.
sucks.
I,
Sorry. Sorry.
it's net fishing.
But yeah, I really enjoy swimming.
It was quite
I grew up in a sort of swampy place. So, well, my mom's place was kind of swampy.
Oh, very fascinating.
Yeah, so there was a lot of sort of bogs and such, more so than like a lake or an ocean necessarily, but enough to get my ears wet.
Well, that sounds very fun and delightful. I would love to try that.
I mean, there's if you fly like 400 feet east, you'll find water. It'll just be really, really cold.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
That doesn't sound exactly
Okay,
the same kind of
sure.
pleasantry, but it
Take
could
your
be
car.
fun.
Sure. Whatever. Why don't I bet we could all find a nice watering hole once the ground isn't frozen.
The ground's always frozen.
Not he. I meant when we leave.
Jakar, well, you're gonna be waiting a really long time.
Yeah. Last time the ground unfroze was. Yeah.
Unbeknownst to me.
Yeah.
How difficult do you think it would be for us to get an audience with the Jarl?
Depends on how busy he is. If he's not actively talking to someone, I can probably just walk in.
Interesting.
Do you all want to do that?
Maybe. I mean, if if he seems, I don't know. We should hear back from Omu and Seamus first.
I suppose. You know, I'm gonna do something I haven't done in a minute. Drakar's gonna get up and walk over to the sort of hearth, and is going to begin preparing to cook something.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
We're trying something strange, and by that I mean I still have the Displacer Beast roast.
Dear God. Better that than some of the other things you guys have carried around. Jakar has carried around.
Displacer soup. Sometimes it glitches out of your spoon. You just gotta be fast.
Yeah, you gotta go from straight bowl to mouth. Can't wait.
But yeah, so that's what Drakar is gonna do. I guess I roll my survival check.
Yes, and if you have the proficiency with it, I believe you get
Yes. Advantage. Very nice.
Specific cooking feat.
17.
Let me look up actually what it says, and then I can adjust it from there because that's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
A guide to cooking Displacer Beasts.
Oh, that's a thing.
Displacer Beasts are eaten by those are words. You can cook the tail right away, but if you have more time, you can stew it in broth and vegetables. First, remove the barbs from the tail. Displacer Beasts 2 with vegetables and aromatics. Most parts are eaten, but this guy just focuses on their barbed tails. Try to remove as little of the meat surrounding the barbs as possible, as it is the most flavorful part of the tail. And if you're eating very fresh Displacer Beast meat, there's a slight chance it will teleport out of your mouth when eaten. Good news, probably won't happen. Given it's been roughly like a week and a half, 2 weeks since obtaining this meat. Whether or not it's still good is a different story.
Well, while Drakar's having fun there, I'm gonna go find Seamus. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Jakar, as you're cooking, you kind of notice that it's starting to give off a little bit of a stench, but like arguably it might be good. Heavily starts seasoning.
Yeah.
With what, you might ask? Salt. Not a lot going on up here in the north. We will cut over to Omu and Seamus.
Yeah. Could I get a bit of a cliff notes of what I missed?
Sure. Yes.
I know
you
probably not Blood Witch, I guess.
Arlen had exited the hut. Seamus was still in stealth, so she found you, Omu, standing there. Asked you what you were doing. Before you could answer, though, there was a slight, not slight, it was pretty aggressive, thud onto wooden floorboards nearby.
Oh.
Nearby is the medical tent. So you guys rush over to that hut and you find Bertha trying to help up the cook that you had previously tried, or Arlen had given her blood to the day before. Arlen asks what happened. Is everything okay? Bertha explains, I was just checking on all the patients as you had asked me to do when he suddenly shot up, tried to move, and instantly collapsed on the ground. I don't know what compelled him to do any of that. He just did. And when he fell, he was unconscious once more.
Something Seamus picked up is the Jarl seems very, very sure of his current course of action and his faith in whoever else he's getting help from, more than likely. As well as I did an Arcana check on the Dragonborn that was air quote cured,
Yeah.
and they seem to have an overflow of magic on them right now.
Oh god.
Like a lot of magic, but like not innate. It's not doing anything. It's just magic.
Odd.
Just a strong, constant flow of mana. Where it goes and what it does, no one knows.
Mana poisoning. Oh no.
But that was only a 21 on the Arcana, so it could be there's more
Oh, no.
information if somebody better gets here and can check.
With Arlen and Bertha placing this man back in the bed, and they begin checking his vitals and seeing if he is doing okay. The first thing is Bertha does not necessarily understand how magic works. It doesn't seem like it, at least. For, at least for Seamus, a tiddly bit, as he began his journey of learning how magic worked a long time ago, at least understands that there is a basis for how magic works. Every input gets in some kind of output, and not seeing anything particular, Seamus, you're confused. And especially since this lady says, hey, I can save him, and then he falls on the ground. Arlen begins checking all of it and kind of pulls out her journal once more and begins to scribe a few more notes in the form of very choppy, half gangly written Sylvan notes of it's like half Sylvan, half common, and it's just kind of jumbled with body reacting and seemingly conscious, but physically incapable. Which is the look on her face spells concern. This is not
On Arlen's face?
Yes, this is not what it can be presumed that she's concerned visibly because this is not what she had anticipated to happen. She kind of, after a few moments of checking, looks up at you guys like he's fine. He's okay. He's stable.
Looking at him.
Looks unconscious.
Not quite sure about the okay part.
He appears
do
to
you
have been placed in. Well, he appears to have fallen into a coma. In this comatose state, yes, he can't be a danger to other people or himself. However, this should never have happened. His body, he should not have been able to get up before he was fully healed. All we can do right now is give him some time and hope that he is able to wake up before his body tries to wake up again.
Right. And is he supposed to be putting off that much magic?
At first, yes, it's not unnatural to see something like that. That would be the blood that he ingested. That's at least the good thing is it's working. The not necessarily bad thing, but the more pressing issue is the coma. I'm more concerned for. The magic just lets us know that at least it reached his body. Whatever blight was inside him, it should be relatively clear now. I'd have no. He doesn't appear to be showing any symptoms. And after looking around the room at the people peeling their skin and their scales off and retching and visibly in pain, no, this man is just arms to his side resting. But it is odd. Like, the whole thing is very odd, but Arlen feels confident that they are okay.
Can I just like do a once over on this guy and see if maybe I see anything? I'm probably
Sure.
not going to.
Would you like to make a medicine check?
Yeah, probably not going to be a good one, but no, give it a shot. Oh, nat 20. No, it's not. You bitch! That's bullshit!
my
That
God.
said 20 on it! That said
man,
20!
if
I'm
only you-
looking at it!
Screen
You should've
record.
rolled a one.
Screen record.
I took a picture! Oh my god, it's right there. I see it. I took a picture right before it disappeared. This is bullshit. You can see the 0 in there. That is a 2.
I mean, it looks like a 20 to me.
That's
God, what do you
bullshit.
say?
That's bullshit. Whatever. I don't think even a nat 20 would have gotten it. I only have a +1 to my fucking
It's not a
medicine.
21 on medicine.
But that's bullshit. I was like, that's why I said nat 20. I was like, oh, cool. It's 99% of the 20 is like 2. I'm like, no. Anyways, fucking D&D Beyond. This is why I use Foundry.
I don't know that Foundry would be doing you any favors either, though.
At least Foundry wouldn't fucking show a 20 and say it's a 2.
No, but in Foundry, you can roll your dice at the same time as somebody else and have it completely yeeted across your board. So
You can have somebody knock your 20 aside.
yeah,
I believe I think the number is determined even before the animation finishes.
Yeah.
It's perceived that it's being affected. Anyways, yeah, no. So a 3, apparently.
Instead of roll a 1, you have Seamus now.
I know. I'm right here. One
Dude,
less.
it's the fucking story of my life. A nat 20 somehow miraculously turned into a 2. It should have been a 1. This guy's EP. Oh, we doesn't do shit.
Eyes are on Arlen only.
This is fucking it's rigged.
Speaking of on Arlen, I'd like to make an insight to see if she believes the bullshit she just spewed to us.
Sure.
It's not great. It's a 15. Look, man, I don't know what's happening here. I'm inciting everything and everyone, damn near.
Hey, man, you're entitled to it. Oh my god, I'm clicking all the wrong buttons.
Fucking supposed platinum dragon given visions, warning us of a witch. Said witch, every insight has shown that she wants to help, but now she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. So, like, I don't know. Fucking
Well-
mole showing up out of nowhere.
I suppose there's nothing we can do about this specific thing within the next few minutes. Omu will kind of look to Arlen and go, I have some questions. Would you come outside?
Sure. And she will follow you out.
Yeah. I don't know if Seamus is too. Seamus has probably got a rough idea what Omu might be getting ready to say.
Bless thy soul.
Seamus is
But-
headed out too.
Yeah.
After looking
but
back, it's like, "Well, I have nothing I can do here."
once they're like kind of a little farther away from sick bay, Omu's gonna go. Right. So would you there was we'll say someone at the village had a vision, from what I have gathered, of a platinum dragon claiming any. Now, before I say this, so far I am trying to assume you have only good intentions. This vision said essentially any who associate with a blood witch was, my memory fails me. Danger. An enemy of this platinum dragon, by what I have heard. Now, I am not saying you are that blood witch. Would you know of any others that may be here?
Hearing you say Blood Witch makes Arlen frown. Because it is a relatively derogatory
Slur.
comment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Omu's basically like, he's basically trying to say is like, I'm not like, look, he basically just goes, that is what the platinum dragon was saying was here.
She's trying really hard
personally-
not to want to like snap at you right now.
I personally don't quite care. As long as you help them.
Hey man, whatever blood hunter shit you got going on is cool with me as long as you, like you said, help.
But if there is someone else who uses blood for perhaps more nefarious means, do you know if there would be someone close enough to be identified by a dragon that spoke to someone in the village?
Well, being called a blood witch from where I'm from is usually never by any good reason. And I suppose, yes, I can understand why some people would see the way that we operate can be perceived as such. But I assure you, I am no blood witch. And if there were, I don't know who it would be. I've never seen anyone outside of my village have this ability.
I only have a +1. Probably going to get fucked over by D&D Beyond again, but I'm going to try to insight that.
It's because you said something. It's gonna be like a nat 20.
No,
Nope.
it's
I'll
fine.
insight as well.
Berlioz,
Mainly,
you have
'cause
arrived.
I'm also thinking
cool.
of the few that Seamus
Hell
has
yeah.
met.
Silas is just like, what's a blood witch? Sorry, catching up. Hi.
Derogatory name for somebody who uses blood magics.
Mm,
I'm
okay.
assuming for a
Usually
more
nefarious
hostile
purposes.
reason.
Yeah. I believe they're actually
But
called blood hunters from the I think one or two I've met. Above board, I
semantics
don't know how
aside,
many.
yeah, semantics aside, normally individuals don't stumble across metallic dragons of that color very frequently.
Of course not. It's preposterous. What? You can't just summon them at will.
Which makes me wonder, what does this platinum dragon know, and why are they trying to warn the village now?
That I do not know. How do we know that the child isn't lying, or whoever is conjuring these phantom visions that you speak of?
I trust this individual.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, it's hard for me to say. I
Okay.
don't particularly know any of you that well. To presume any of you to be lying immediately is, well, quite frankly, distasteful. But also, I would not assume that any of you would lie, considering how far we've traveled. You, addressing Omu, have seemed to be around for quite a while, enough to know what is important to speak of and what is better left unsaid. But otherwise, truthful all the same. I'm not saying that this isn't something that happened and that it is not real. I'm just proposing the opportunity that in the event it isn't real and there is no threat.
Yeah, well, Omu doesn't know any of that fancy schmancy illusion magic.
Yeah.
Omu
My French
trusts
aren't
Drakmir.
illusions, okay?
Yeah, it's like Omu trusts Drakmir. Like, none of the fucking Dragonborn here have, like, for lack of a
It's not.
better word, none of them tried to bully Omu, so, like, he's like, these are good people.
Well, I'm not saying that it's her particularly. I'm just saying there's a lot of bigger forces out there. I mean, she can 100% believe it's real, you know? It's
Let's say there's a lot of things that could make a fake vision. There's a lot of things that could send a real vision, but be altering said vision.
Omu doesn't know anything, like, hasn't heard about this other guy that the Jarl has been talking to, right? Because he's been kept intentionally out of the loop. I just want to make
Arias
sure.
would be confused as to why he would be left out of the loop.
No. This is not Omu saying it. He's
No, I know.
not. Yeah, because I
Brillius is
remember.
full on assuming you know, because Brillius would not understand why you wouldn't,
Yeah.
why we wouldn't have told you.
Well, he wasn't along the list of names Seamus gave Wolpa to inform, because Wolpa informed everybody through their heads on what Seamus had heard and seen. So
Oh yeah, above board, understand. Completely
Berlioz as a person, huh?
confused.
Yeah, but God, I am trying to make sure. Omu doesn't know anything about this weird dude, does he?
No.
They think he was kept intentionally off. Okay, cool. So Omu does not have an idea of who it might be.
Above board, Omu does not know this individual, or
Okay.
like if you saw him, you wouldn't know who he was either.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Omu's just like, fake vision or no, there's something else at play. And I fear a rampant sickness is but one of our worries.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's that dude mold. Oh, you know, there you go.
Thanks.
No
um,
problem.
Mole?
In character,
Thanks.
Seamus just like droops a
God
little,
damn
like.
Yeah, then
Who
we
is?
looks at you.
Seamus is looking to the sky and praying. No,
What the
Which
party
God,
doesn't know, is that if Omu doesn't get answers, go find them some other way.
Mole, like a name being dropped just out in the open in front of Arlen and everyone. Does Arlen react at all?
No, she's stone faced.
Okay. James will be like, yes, the Mole was someone we encountered what feels like years ago now. Towards the beginning of our group's adventures, I suppose you could call it. He was he an advisor to the king, I believe,
Oh
or
man, I
something
can't
like
even
that?
remember if I bagged him or not.
Oh,
No, you were shagging
That's
one
right.
of the guards.
oh,
Is this mole a friend or
he seemed
enemy?
friendly enough, but like he should have no reason to be here.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
We are far, far from where we saw him.
Well, then there is one lead.
Oh, well, hold on. Let me actually put this out there too. So talked with Drakar's daughter. She also thought he was wicked weird. Tried to follow him. Heard a loud noise and then ended up back in the village. Village home? Somewhere. Just not away, not near him. She was trying to follow him, did not end up following him, got separated without knowing.
Okay, don't like that.
So
either-
he is a threat, then.
Seeming like it.
Omu, like,
You
just
want to?
positions his
Arl-
halberd a little bit more hostilely. Just threat?
Seamus is gonna look to both Omu, Belios, and also just look at like Arlen and be like, "Do we want to take this somewhere not in the fucking street to talk about it? Back to
I
Drakar's place,
suppose.
since most of them know anyway."
Very
Okay, he
well.
started cooking and I didn't want to be dragged into that again.
Fair
Again.
enough. It's an experience. Well, you'll see.
See.
And yeah, we'll withhold conversation until we get indoors and not where anyone can be listening to us as easily.
I gotta say, it is very for lack of a better way to describe it, freeing. Because there's no Skype call, so there's no bird constantly in my brain saying, Hey, don't say shit.
This one's the one that you probably should stop from saying.
Almost just like,
Hey.
why are we beating around the bush?
As we walk,
Who the
Amos
fuck?
is also gonna ask Arlen, be like, "Do you have any way to keep others from listening into our conversations?"
So actually, before you all leave, see, this is where we get to the good shit. Not me burping. That's just that actually the amount of burping that I did before is actually like increased times 3 since they took my organ. So good luck, everybody.
Things are supposed to decrease when you're down an organ.
No, because the
There's less
normal
organs.
filtering situation, that one specific organ they stole is actually supposed to capture a lot of that. So
well, goddamn.
yeah, they're supposed to squelch it before it gets to your intestine, but now it just goes straight into the intestine. No questions asked. So more gas. Good luck, my wife. That's all the gas. Yes, before you leave, and you guys are all having this profound information gathering situation where we're not really sure what's happening. Everything is terrible. Who's this guy? What does he do? Why is he here? How did he get here? The who is he is mostly for
Omu has
Omu
weird
struggling.
secondary angry thoughts from some guy that says Moltor.
He said it. He said the name.
But
He said the
but
name.
not actually.
Fun fact: Lord Maul was created before Moldor. That's a fun DM fact. Moldor just coincidentally has a really close name. That was
Don't worry.
not my decision.
Moldor will not be around for some period. Well, actually, he might because we're probably about to fucking die and the guy just get paid. Anyways,
we have to beat his crony first. Anyways, or a co-conspirator. We're not really sure which. So you are all about to leave and exit the building when you hear a sudden loud flapping above you. It can be heard from Jakar's home as well. In these massive wings moving over your head makes the
It's a head
ground
of the
beneath
bird.
you shake.
Oh,
You know what I was
Sturgis.
suddenly reminded of?
Hmm.
Sorry. I was just suddenly reminded of something that we really didn't pick up on, and no one commented on it. So remember how we were dealing with that bird earlier?
maybe that wasn't a bird.
No,
Maybe
specifically
it was
for
really
Seamus,
far away.
specifically for Seamus and Berlioz. What was Maul using to watch us in the rift?
Oh no, I knew. Above board, definitely knew.
Oh, did
I'd
you?
been known. Oh yeah.
I just put
Behind
those
the
pieces
clipboard?
together. I just put pieces together and was like,
Oh,
you know, in
oh, sweetie,
retrospect,
no.
that felt more glaring.
Oh,
Well,
Oh
sweetie.
yeah, no.
Like,
I'm
Blue Jay's been
I've
going over
been
all
on
the
this.
theories, and I'm enjoying it.
I'm. Y'all forget I'm dumb.
You're good.
It's okay. I'm a note taker. There's a difference.
I wouldn't.
It's
have come
easier
to
when you
any
can look at all the
conclusion with it.
facts that are right at the same time in one area, you know?
The only reason I had any inkling is because Blue Jay was throwing theories at me the entire time.
That's fair.
Wolf wasn't 100% sure it was even Maul at first, so.
I didn't. I just was like, who? I recognize him. Hold on, who is this? Then later, I'm like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck are you doing in my house?
That's the question you need to be asking.
Yeah, I know.
Quite literally at this point.
Things we must know.
But yeah, big wing flappies.
So the big wings are flapping, the ground beneath you quakes, and with a loud crash, everything rumbles and shakes before settling once more. You
It's a
exit.
bird, right?
It's Veagle.
It's Veagle the whole
Oh,
time.
thank God.
I know that guy. At this point, you exit Arlen and Bertha in tow, obviously also curious as to whatever the fuck this is. And when you exit, Welpa, Felicity, and Drakmir would also exit. I'm assuming, and Jakar, to see what this is. And as if you all are beginning to exit your buildings here to look and see what the hell is going on, you would actually also see a lot of the other Dragonborn coming out to see what is going on. This was enough that is startling to even them. High atop the mountains can be seen a massive black dragon.
Oh no.
Its wings tattered and its face mangled. And he looks around briefly and intensely, sniffing into the air and surveying the land before. A large glint is seen, landing elegantly next to him, coming from the coast. Scales shining so bright off from the sun that you can barely even see the outline of this dragon before it lands. Its beautiful silver scales are glimmering in swirls of multitudes of prisms. God, my brain was just struggling to find that word for a second. And the silver dragons sits and folds their wings in neatly before accompanying the black dragon and surveying the land.
That's not good.
Apparently, my
Hey,
soup was
wait a
too.
minute.
Supposed to be normal, right?
Yeah, almost like, no, that is.
Even the Dragonborn are like, they have hands up to their mouths, like jarring.
Neither of these are the proper people. They should not be
I
here.
was like, this is unheard of.
Seamus is definitely looking to Arlen, being like, I don't suppose you brought more, right?
Don't worry,
Right.
I have a belt for this.
Oh god. Arlen just kind of like wide-eyed looks down at Seamus like, I don't know who those people are.
Really hoping you wouldn't say that.
And as you guys are all looking around at the mountaintop here now that sits atop it, two very large dragons, you see a cloud coming out from atop the mountains to the, if you're looking at the map, southwest, where those mountains are down there. Coming that way to the mountains that are at the top there, you see this dark cloud shrouded in bits and bursts of electricity. And as the cloud approaches the mountaintop where the other two dragons sit, in a massive heap that shakes the mountain, a blue dragon, slightly smaller,
Fuck no.
sits, and it emits almost a blue hue from its underneath its scales as electricity crawls along its body.
Hey, Seamus, I know this is a bad time, but do you remember when we were in the mountains and there was a blue dragon over us?
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
I
No.
thought this is a good time for that.
Where the hell's Cillian?
I got bugs.
This
God
is
damn it.
a problem.
The one time would be great to have somebody that knows a whole bunch about dragons unnecessarily. Great.
A worthy opponent.
Oh, this is overkill for me. Just let one of them step on me. It's fine.
I am. Why is a metallic dragon. This
The boys are back in town.
A black, a silver, and a blue dragon sit up on a mountain.
black, silver, and blue dragon walk into a bar.
Yeah, pretty much. What do they do? What do they say?
What do they do? Why are they together?
Well, there's probably not a bar there anymore.
Yeah, they probably landed on it.
I was gonna say, if they walked into it, their wings just completely sawed it in half, hamburger style.
There's just a single dragon born in the village. No, my dive bar! No!
Ow, every time!
I went up there on weekends!
Damn it!
God damn it!
I gotta go drink at home.
Yeah, when the first two dragons showed up, Drakar's first thought is, did the soup bring them?
I promise I could have make some more, I guess. I don't know.
You guys want to display service?
I'm pretty sure it's pretty good. I mean, it's not bad, but you know,
It's probably not poison.
It's probably there's only a small chance it might like right out your mouth, but it's fine.
It's soup time.
Soup time. just slurp and swallow, don't chew. Why?
If you suddenly
what are-
feel something disappear.
So what are these dragons doing?
So after a few minutes go by, and there does not seem to be any other dragons appearing, it can be assumed at this point that they seem to be conversing. It is too far for any of you to truly, for anyone to hear what is being said or what is happening.
I'll get closer.
Yeah, just get a little
I
closer.
don't know if we could get close enough to hear it. They're on a mountain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if getting closer is gonna do much.
Could I potentially try and make an insight check based on body language?
That's gonna be a steep one, but you can try.
I mean, fuck it, why not? We don't have any other methods. Like, I may as well try and fail than deal with the consequences of nothing at all. I don't.
You
risk
can
anything.
tell though that on basis level, body language, they're facing the village. They're actively looking at the village.
I'll just roll a
They
flat.
also do not have to speak the way that most
Yeah.
people speak. So
24.
yeah, no, I told you it was gonna be steep.
Yeah.
Am I there with him?
I
we made it
mean,
back?
You
Oh, we
guys
haven't made
were
it back yet.
walking back
Fuck.
technically.
We were walking when we heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. I can't even offer a fucking guidance on that.
It's fine. I mean, I'll get whatever information I can.
Yeah,
know
I mean,
they're-
because they don't seem inherently. I mean, like with a 24, I can at least give you that. The silver dragon is clearly far more composed, to whatever is being said. The black dragon seems relatively annoyed, frustrated, kind of bored, very aggressive. And then you have the blue dragon, who kind of seems like a bit of a wild card. You're not really sure what he's thinking or doing. He kind of seems to be taking whatever they're saying not very seriously, as he can't seem to sit still.
I see.
God, it's me as a dragon.
But he is rightfully so considerably smaller than the other two. Not marginally, but smaller.
Grows 100%, just thinking to himself, damn, it's like the fucking voices in my head. No, I just need is one telling them to go into the ocean, look for treasure.
So effectively, from left to right, what you would see atop the mountain is the blue dragon, the black dragon in the middle, and the silver dragon on the right. It is in the lore chat. They look cool. We just
They
like
do
dragons.
look pretty fucking cool. It's impossible. This fucking silver dragons don't work with. No. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them.
Well, you know, we don't know what they're doing. And unfortunately, since it's 11:45, we're not gonna know what they're doing until next week.
No.
That's fair.
Because they do actually will do something, and I don't want to get too far into it. Because once the wheels start on this bus, they don't stop.
I say.
Oh,
Well,
great.
luckily,
Well,
I've got a belt.
again, you all have player autonomy, so you may do as you do.
Oh yeah, no. What's going through Omu's head is like, you know, oh, this isn't good, but also, oh, this is gonna be a hell of a fucking story later.
Oh, the boys are never gonna believe me. They all show up in chat. Yeah, they all show up as echoes.
I would probably say Thurkaz and maybe even Mav are just like, look at what the fuck.
Yeah, the black dragon is considerably larger than the other two. Just that is by marginal error.
Yeah, I think it would only be Thurkaz because I think if Mav came out fucking Cobalt, he'd be like, nope.
Absolutely not.
Spinning and probably still somehow kill me.
These motherfuckers will find me in the afterlife, kill my ass again. I'm going to the afterlife.
And this time I won't have drowned. I'll just get fucking poisoned to death, turned
Annihilated.
into acid puddles.
Just get crushed.
Oh boy.
Well,
Yeah, my depending on how that conversation was gonna go about like Mole and stuff, Omu's thing was he was probably gonna try to like possess one of his echoes and just start following his ass. Just like high up in the air.
I will note Seamus is pulling out the shield. Not gonna do a lot, but he's getting slightly ready. He's like,
perfect.
okay.
Drakkar is fully ready to fight all three. He'll throw himself at them. Fuck it, we ball.
I don't think Wearing Twink is quite ready to just go fucking throw into 3 dragons.
Omu's here for adventure, and adventure has found Omu.
I'll be real with you. Your twink being here is the only reason Seamus hasn't pulled a fucking disappearing act.
No, it's okay, disappear.
Drakkar's sitting here like this is gonna be one hell of a tale.
I'm sure I won't get kidnapped again.
Drakkar and Omu are going to become good friends.
Oh, holy
Yeah, no
shit.
wonder fucking Omu's been having such a goddamn great ass time the entire time he's been here in the village.
Drakkar's entire
What few Dragonborn interact with Omu? Probably just the chillest guys.
Yeah. Drakkar's whole thought process is holy shit, 3 new trophy opportunities.
The Jarl thought he had a story. Wait till y'all hear about this.
Watch this shit.
Lord Maul, who's that? What are these guys doing?
I mean, best case scenario, they're also pissed at Lord Maul. Worst case scenario,
They know him.
Oh, fuck.
this is gonna be one hell of a battle. And we get to deal with it on
Boy.
session 50.
Unlucky
Oh
number
my
session
God.
50. Hell yeah.
I've been doing this shit for 50 fucking sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, still predictable and yet unpredictable.
Yeah. 50 sessions in, only three of the original remain.
We will
Not
finish
by
this
death,
strong,
at
damn it.
least.
Yeah, that's true. Not by death.
Yeah. It's because apparently none of us are allowed to die for varying reasons.
Yeah, I just didn't account for everyone just being like, but we are going to eat ourselves. I wasn't expecting that part. I was like, I
That's
gave
why
you
I'm
the
okay with
Ex
getting
Machina
kidnapped
because I
again.
needed you to not die, not go nowhere, and then you guys went one way, and then I got very upset. I was like, fine, that's fine. You take 3 dragons then. Fuck you. I'll show you.
I'll show you.
I'm gonna hang
The-
out. I have
the
some
3
fun
of us-
NPCs. I've been waiting this whole time for.
The 3 of you sitting over there. Now wait a minute. No.
Wait a minute.
Who are you?
I've been having a great time. I'm
No,
dealing with
guys, I will let you know now. This is not unplanned.
yeah.
What do you mean?
You're telling
Well,
me you wouldn't
telling me
just
you
throw
planned
dragons
this?
randomly
Oh
at
my
us
God.
without a plan? What?
That would be fucking hilarious. Just a panicked DM being like, dragons.
1, 2, 3,
Drew,
dragon.
silver
What?
dragon. Working with the black dragon because fuck it.
Roll 3 dice. Go gadget. Fuck you.
Well, there's a silver dragon be like, shit. I'm gonna have to fucking, man.
Well, at least for one of
Dice
these,
tell a
I can
tale.
become, at least for one of these, I can become completely immune to cold damage for a minute.
Hey.
That's great
Listen.
for you, bud.
Hi.
It's a good thing
So
you're
with the
right
other-
up front. in light range.
Yeah. Don't worry. If you're close enough to me when I get angry, you become resistant to it.
I don't think I want to be close to you in these battles.
Felicity, I don't suppose this is family, right? Fuck.
Nope. Never
Hmm.
seen him in my life.
Drakar's
That's
about
more
to pull
and
some
less
fucking-
worrying.
Drakar's about to pull some God of War shit. Well, finally putting the belt to use, I guess.
Maybe
As-
they're here for hugs and they want to be friends.
Oh,
I got one
The-
dragon friend, right? I can get this thing.
Gotta catch 'em all.
The silver one, maybe. The black dragon seems irritated, annoyed, and then I
Blue one
think
seems
the
to have
blue-
ADHD.
I was
Great.
just about to say that.
Yeah, that's pretty much how you can describe him.
Get this man something to hyperfixate on.
I mean, I've got
Man
a
just got
whole,
done being emo. Is like, oh, thank God I can be distracted.
I got a whole hat with treasures. I got a shopping mall in there apparently.
God, I was so depressed and sad and confused.
Oh my God, a fight.
I need to go beat something.
Well, this is gonna be a chaotic fucking mess.
You mean it'll be very calm and so I got this Luxodon Rogue.
No.
You're saving that for the other campaign
that you
I'm
may
saving
need
it
next
for
week.
any campaign. You think the Luxodon Rogue's the only one? I'm always ready.
I'm always ready, boss.
The only thing they don't have is backstories. Does it? Give me a day.
So I have this necromancy wizard death cleric.
Oh my god.
So I plan on playing a druid in whatever campaign Albatross plays a necro. Just to fucking deny.
I
The
really
only
need a
difference
campaign.
is that Albie has some
where-
respect for being.
I need a campaign where all of us are players, damn it.
Right?
I need it.
Alas, I don't think it's gonna happen.
We just need to find another GM somehow.
So what you're saying is we all play druids and we role play the Animorphs.
Oh my god, yes. Don't
I don't
tempt
think
me
I'm
with
good
this. I
at the
want
whole druiding. I'm
Put
not.
2 levels into druid. You cannot say that you're not good at the druid thing.
I'm not good at the druiding.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, well, okay, no, I have a nature domain cleric and
That
a
is not the
wildfire
same, and
spirit.
you damn
Wait,
well
wait,
know it.
wait. Wait, I wasn't finished yet. A wildfire druid, buddy boy.
What level?
Mm, give me a second.
Nah, it's gonna be a while before I run a druid again. But
I mean, it's a level 5, but I'm pretty sure you probably know just based on how I run things, which one has the higher level.
I have no idea. I have
yeah,
no
which
idea
is
what
why it boggles my fucking mind why you did nature domain.
Because it's a theme.
Yeah, I
For
know.
me.
The sacrifices one has to make for like RP purposes, but
Yeah, it's all my characters have purpose per their design and their
Oh, wow.
class.
I throw everything together as I go.
so the way that I always do it is
Same.
I always design the class first and then design my backstory based off the class. That's how Omu came to be. I was like, I want to do Echo Knight and Ancestral Guardian. Okay, what are my echoes? What is the Ancestral Guardian spirit? Oh, my dead crew.
I just get a random concept. The concepts just come to me in a dream, and then I say, "Fuck it, we ball."
Berlioz' original concept was completely in a different direction from where he is now. Actually, Minerva would have probably been the original Berlioz concept that I had,
Wow.
believe it or not.
Yeah. Most of my characters I've learned they seem to be like deceptive by nature in the way of like you don't expect a turtle to be fast. You don't expect a bug to be able to turn into crazy ass animals and cast fire from his fingertips. You don't expect a Luxodon to be sneaking around.
The only
Oh,
one I've done with
James.
a theme is me.
Little guys.
Yeah.
Except
Dracarys are-
Praxis.
No, I mean Michael.
Oh, Michael.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
oh my god.
oh, I forgot about that.
I can't. I never will.
I never will. And until the day I die, anytime I say Michael, it'll just be
I can't believe that I forgot Michael.
Michael.
It's just the change in tone and pitch for me every time you say the name. It's like, why?
it's literally it's the way that it's just it's as if you're substituting insert name here.
I know.
All right, this call is for Michael.
Michael.
And I'm calling to tell you.
You're doing just
So we're
fine. All of a sudden you
reaching-
turn into an AI for one word. My name.
No, I do it when I do my Walmart greeting voice.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty It's pretty spooky. I'm not gonna lie.
I always wanted to be the automated voice when you call.
What a goal in life.
We all have goals. We all have dreams.
Dracar's original concept, it feels so alien to think about now. Because he was supposed to be borderline fucking feral, and now he's this.
Yeah, I mean, Vig was supposed to be pretty fucking different from how he is now. Like,
Yeah, he's a
Vig,
dad now.
yeah, that's what happens.
He's a dad now. Good luck.
V. Oh my God, he became attacked, lost all of his adventurous spirit. Oh no!
Oh my god.
Oh my
Sorry.
God!
This is like worst case scenario, and somehow it got worse.
Oh yeah, no, because V was originally supposed to be like, friends are great. I love my friends. Fucking friends till the
You
day
love
we
them a
die.
little too
Also,
Ah.
adventure. I will not hesitate to do the fucking weirdest things because it looks like it'd be fun.
Except for apparently reanimating a corpse. That's too fun.
That's not. That's
Boy.
this is current Vig. Old Vig was that original idea. He also would always.
Papa,
How
good
do I
night.
control Alt
Very
delete back
good
to
Good
the
night.
Good night.
Conversation.
Yeah.
Good
Good night,
night.
everybody.
Have a good night. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, goodbye. Damn.
How do
Let us
we
finish.
factory reset Big to
How?
be to the alpha?
Anyways, good night,
It
stream.
would-
Try-